Recently, we saw some untoward incidents, especially with respect to the disposal of dead bodies who died due to the corona. The anger, the protest, their emotions. To see first, it may look hurting. At the same time, we also get upset about this when when a person who has lost his life is not given the due respect even in his lost journey. Remember, all these are because of ignorance only. If people are educated, if the people are given enough knowledge regarding the virus, but we are doing it actually, we are giving more importance in preventing the spread of the disease. But this scene or scenario is very rarely we come across. We don't expect what will happen and how people will accept and how the community will respond to this. We always have a tendency, if something happens to me, it is different. If something happens to others, it is entirely different. Our reaction, our emotions, these are all different. So I think it is better, this is the right time for us, because this virus is not going to leave us in the near future. One, it may be there, here and there. If we all follow the instructions, self-discipline, it is not imposed on us. It is you and you alone who can protect you. So everybody asks, what will happen to this? How this will end? Is there an end for this problem? But frankly telling, it is not an ending problem. It is going to be a continuous problem for us. Maybe the intensity of the problem may be less, but eradication of this will take years and years and years. As we have eradicated smallpox, polio and all, they are all virus disease only. So unless we have a basic knowledge, we know only 50% about this virus, and signs and symptoms, mode of transmission, testing facilities, testing diagnostic measures, all these are inadequate, or we are learning from the mistakes that we are committing. So it is going to be a long drawn affair. And remember, death is one which we always want to prevent, knowingly that it cannot be prevented. What we are doing is postponing the death. But after death, what happens? The dead person does not know. Till death, he has a name. After death, he becomes a body. So he becomes it. So this is the reality of our life. So I think better at now, if you know something about handling of these dead bodies, at least if you don't respect the departed soul, you can avoid insulting the soul. Remember, the same thing can happen to you also, and or in your family. Imagine a situation like this, how badly the humanity dies. That's what I can say. So let me explain you something about this. To start with, I can say simply, infection from a dead body, the possibility of the infection is very less. In fact, what I can say is the dead body is less infectious than a human carrier. The first point is the body is buried. How can you get it from a buried body? And the body is buried deep. And you know very well that person died of coronavirus. So when you are protesting for a burial, definitely you will keep a double the respectable distance from the body. And I think it is right time, if you know the mode of transmission, then I think your fear will go. All this fear factor is because of your ignorance about the disease. But remember, everybody is trying to protect you. At least you know this dead body had an attack of corona. Are you 100% sure that a person standing next to you is not suffering from this problem? Imagine a dead body, you keep a respectable distance, and imagine the person next to you, you are just touching him. Who knows, that person may be having a problem. He may be having a problem. That is why we ask you to keep a respectable distance, the social distance. You are not following. So there are confirmed things you are not following. Unconfirmed things like infection from a dead body, you are worried. This is the irony of our situation. In fact, I can say this is lack of knowledge only. And if you or your own family member has this problem, will you send him away? In fact, when the doctors and the paramedicals come to take a person who is having a problem, you are protesting him. You want to keep him inside, and you also want to suffer. So knowingly, you know the transmission, but you want to keep him. You don't know whether you will get it from a dead body or not, and you want to protest. This is not ignorance. This is pure ignorance. The isolation, the quarantine, the treatment, everything is only to protect you and protect others from you. We want to save you. That is why we ask you to keep inside. We ask you to wear masks. When the healthcare people are ready to die for you, ready to die to protect you from a person who is suffering, or they're not risking their life, definitely. They know very well that they may get the disease in spite of protective equipments, but they don't neglect you. No doctor goes and sits in his house saying that I won't see this case because I may get this, but they are risking their life. When they want to protect you from everyone, will they allow you to get this disease from a dead body? Do you think that they will just throw the body into a small pit? It is not like that. Starting from the hospital till the burial ground or crematorium, they will take the utmost precautions. Remember, you are not traveling with that body. The driver is traveling. The paramedicals are traveling. So all these people, they travel from the hospital up to the burial ground. They sit next to the dead body. And do you think that they will sit next to an infectious body? Do you think that they will risk their life? They are ready to risk their life to save you, but it is not logical to think that they will give their life by getting a disease from a dead person. The doctors, the paramedicals, all these people want to live to save you. They are ready to get the infection from a patient, in fact from you, but they will take utmost precaution from getting the disease from the dead body so that they can live some more time, not for their benefit, but for your benefit. To show you the situation, how many people are facing, what different situations are these. Shamim, 42 years, he's a person who is in charge of the graveyard, a third generation grave diggers. But remember, this man, as you see here, the first in his family to supervise burials, especially in a state like this, pandemics. I'm not able to see his face, but I can see his heart, the broad mind, the fearless fight. On that particular day in Delhi, I'm not very sure the date, he was digging a pit for the fourth dead body. On that day, when he was doing that, he got a call telling him that another corona case was on its way to him. And he has seen in a week around 22 people, all victims of COVID-19, as they were buried on that area. Just imagine a person who's not a relative of those people who died, but he does his duty. But you people, or we people, are preventing people who are helping. This is an inhuman act. We should give them a respectful journey. I was impressed by these words when I saw this. Once upon a time, there was humanity. Yes, the words just above that, this is the place where death rejoices in teaching the living. What a wonderful words. Yes, only death, a dead person, teaching the living people what is life. Very impressive slide. Just I wanted to put it here. Include this. Let me tell some words for you. When you are all scared, just remember people who are treating him, the workers who are attending him or handling him. Even with all precautions, they are not 100% sure that they won't get. How the doctors got, how the paramedicals got, how the sanitary workers got, how the police people got this disease. The possibility is there, but we don't do all those things. And remember, we very well know how it spreads. And the government is taking all the precautions. Even this lockdown is only to protect you. It is to save you from getting it. Even the relatives are not allowed near the dead body. There are strict guidelines how to handle a body, starting from the ward up to the burial ground. Will you do this for your own family member? Don't you think it is our responsibility to respect the departed soul? Remember, how you live matters, but remember, how you die matters more. At least he died. In fact, I won't say it is not a death, it is a sacrifice for the society. It is not for money he worked. It is not under compulsion he worked. It is not to obey the orders he worked. He worked. It is not a work. It is a sacrifice to protect you. Is it not equal to a soldier at the border ready to take a bullet on his chest? No. These people are ready to take the virus into their body. It's not a death. So respect the death. Thank you.